Personally, I'm a little loopy. For some reason, I had insomnia last night and could not sleep for the world. Let's wait for a few more minutes. We'll see if anybody else clocks on, and then we will get started on what I have planned for today. Rory's going to sing to us this morning. What is it, Rory? Morning, Kimberly. Rory's in a singing mood this morning. So, I'm not sure how much longer we want to wait before we turn down. We're going to work on a new bundle I got from Bargain Bead Box. Not the new one. I haven't got that one yet. Hi, Angel. But a week or so ago, they were if you spent $50, they'd give you a free Emerald Dial bundle. It's a mini bundle. And so this is it. So we're going to work with it a bit today. But hi, Anita. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Becky. So we'll turn down in just a little while and we'll get started working with this little bundle. First, we'll open it up and look at it. I have opened it. I designed with it already this morning, but if you guys have not gotten it, then you won't. Well, like I say, if you spent $50 last weekend, they gave this to us free. So that was pretty cool. There's stuff in here I wouldn't normally have bought, but we'll use it. Oh, thank you, Jenny. These are ones I made with the Deco the Halls kit from Softlex. I think it was the one before this one. And there is a... that's not the only one. There's 3 of them. Those busts. One's over here. And then there's 2 back there, as well as my mannequin is over here. She's got a few things on her, but not very many because she's got my ghost float on her. I don't know if you guys remember the when we were doing the Amber's challenges, and one of them was to use a float to make something, and I made the ghost float necklace, so that's hanging on her still. I think it's really cool, but I'm not sure anybody would ever want to buy it and wear it. It's pretty big. So and you know, I do a lot of crafts shows. Blah, can't talk. And I'm frequently telling my husband, you know, I have to price some of those necklaces out and take them to the shows so that they're not just sitting around the house. But that's the way it goes. Sometimes you just sit them there because you're going, do I want to keep that one? I'm not sure if I do or not. Maybe I do. So maybe I'll just leave it there until I decide. And then they just sit there. Now, sometimes you sell things going, I don't want to sell that. Like the custom beret I made last week. It was specifically for someone, so of course I had to sell it because I'd made it to custom order. But when I got it finished, I was like, well, you know, that turned out really neat. If it weren't for the fact that it's custom order, it might not go anywhere. So we've been on for almost 5 minutes here. So let's turn down and I'll show you what I'm thinking of doing with this. We'll open the little bundle up first, and then I'll show you what I'm thinking of doing with it. So let's turn down. Get ready, guys. Well, I'm glad you're going to get to feed today, Jenny. That's good. I think everybody has those emotions about their things. Hi, PK. Ugh. You and our service manager and your receptionist, they just seem to not want to give you trouble. So anyway, as I was saying, this is what they called the Emerald Isle Mini Bundle that was free if you spent $50 last weekend or until they ran out. And I managed to, well, I never give up. Well, that's not true. I missed a couple of bundles lately, and I was sort of sad about that. So we have these multicolored greens. And we have some little beads with that are duo green and clear with some little shamrocks printed on them. We have, I think this is green adventurine, and we are going to use this in the necklace. And then we have some little yellow drooks. These are about the size of the ones we got from Randee, the white ones, the other day. I'm going to use a few of these. Then we got one of these leaf pendants. You know, I still have my leaf pendant like this from falling leaves. I never have used it, but we're going to use this one. So then we have some little mint green crystals. We're going to use those. We have these little, these will probably get made into earrings. They're really pretty, but they could be put into a necklace because there's lots of little holes along the side. I could make a multi-strand necklace with them. Who knows what I'm going to do. And then we have some different shaped leaves. We're going to use these as well. And then I got out of my stash some little daisy spacers, and I think they just call these fluted spacers. But anyway, we'll put these ones we're not going to use aside. And I got some 20 gauge gold wire out. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. Well, what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to take this. This is going to be our pendant, of course. I'll get some of this. We're going to make some bunny ears. And within the bunny ears, when I spread them, I'm just going to spread them wide enough to put one of these little yellow drooks in there. And I'm going to use some daisy spacers with the drooks. The daisy spacers are going to go between my little beads, and then these will go between my bigger beads. So there's the daisy spacers. Hopefully that should be enough, but it may not be. Who knows? I'm going to use all of these. I'm going to need more of these because I think I've got about 8 of them in my pattern. Like I say, we're going to use all of these. Oh, I didn't get any wire out, beading wire out. Guess I better do that. I'm going to use some of these mint green. Oops, I think I just dropped one. I heard something fall on the floor. Not the first time. When my husband cleans, he'll find them. And yeah, I said my husband cleans because I'm a lazy housewife, but he's pretty good. Hi, Laverl. Hi, Deborah. Hey, Mary. And we're going to get some of these out. So what I'm planning on doing is, like I said, I'm going to use the little daisy spacers. Right now I'm going to put rabbit ears. This little drook is going to be between. Then we're going to put 3 of the mint. That's 4 rows. On either side, of course. Then we'll have another of the yellow. I'm not putting the spacers in right now, but of course I will when I string it up. Then we're going to have 3 of the aventurine and 1 of the leaf. And then we'll have another 3 aventurine. Then another of the little yellow drooks. And then the mint again. And I've figured on 7. We'll see how that looks. That might end up just being 5, but another one of the yellows, and then we'll do the pattern with the aventurine and the leaf again. So we're definitely going to need more of these because there should be 3 more on this side. And then I have a whole nother 6 needs to be on this side with this leaf. So that's what we're more or less going to do. It is pretty green, isn't it, Mary? Okay. Oh, you're not too late, Mary, because I'm just getting started. And it never fails. The time change always messes me up. I couldn't even sleep last night. I was up all night. So if I'm a little loopy, that's the reason. Hi, Linda. So I think the first thing we need to do, of course, is get some of my wire out to make our bail for our pendant here. And then I'll get some green beading wire out and we'll string that up. So I'm just going to cut a hunk of this off. This is 20 gauge. And I'm not measuring it, I'm just cutting it. I'd rather have too much than not enough. So, and if I have a lot, I can play tricks with it if I want to. So I'm going to just come here, little guy here. So we're just going to put him in the middle, and we'll bring up the sides here. This one's got a much better bend than this, so we're going to get our flat nose out and sort of make that bend a little better. Come on, pendant, don't get in my way. Now I got it kinked, but we can fix that. So there we go, that portion. Now we're going to bring it around. Want to give it enough room so it's still mobile. Looks like it's pretty good there. So now I'm going to and then we'll bring this one up. Now we're going to grab it. That still has a bit of a kink and I don't like that, so we're going to see if I can straighten it a little more. There we go. So I'm going to take hold of it. And I'm just going to wrap a couple of times with this one. Now I'm not going to wrap very many because this is going to go up here. And then we're going to make sure we get it pretty straight here. It's a little crooked. Looks pretty good. And I'm going to bring them up here. And I'm going to take my bell making pliers. I'm going to put them in there. I'm just going to bring them around and back down here again. Oop, come here, get out of my way. Now this one is way over to one side, so I'm going to try and fix that. I don't want it way over there like that, because I want them to be about even with each other. So there we go. And now we're going to hold these a little bit while I do a couple of wraps downwards now, which I'm going to be careful of because I'm not a messy wrap lover, and let's face it, this is going to mess you up because we're making a whole bunch of strands here. I'm going to bring this one down here. Okay. Now I wanted rabbit ears and I just squished them back together, but that's all right because my fingernails are notorious for pulling things apart. So I didn't clean up the sharp ends on those, so I'm going to do that now before I twist it any. This one I want to actually go up higher because I want it to go along the base some. Now my twists are never as pretty as Randee's, but that's all right. It did what I wanted, so that's all I needed to do. I want it to fall in that hollow just a little bit better. That's all right, it'll work. Come out here, I want to get that twist a little better at the end. There we go. And now I have to pull my bunny ears back apart again. But not very much because we just wanted it to be enough for that yellow droop to sit in between there and not go flying out. Okay, come here, you. You're going to sit right in there. Okay. Okay. So now I need to get my wire out. Hey, Cynthia. Oh, geez, that sounds like I wasn't the only one that was up most of the night. Now, after I get done here, I have to help my daughter with a few things, and then I think we'll use peridot. So this doesn't say peridot on it, but it is the peridot color of Soft Flex. And I am just going to pull it, do my usual, and I'm just going to work off the spool. Put a bead stopper in here. And slide my tools over to the side so they're not in my way. Now this is not going to, well, I could. I was going to say I'm not going to finish this, but I actually could do, because what I've got is going to put 2 daisies, one of the little yellows, two more daisies, dropping, and then we'll see how the 7 mint go, if they look good to 7 or if we want to just leave them at 5. And it's going to have 1 daisy spacer between each one. That's 3. Oh wow, that daisy spacer has part of it cut off. I don't even think it would stay on very long. Oh, I dropped it in amongst them again. Can I get that out when I see it again? So I can throw it away. It's no good with half of it missing. Oh, come on, you. And you have something in you, but I can knock that out later. Okay, that's the 5. I think 7 will be fine. We'll add the other 2 here. And then we'll start the big ones. Come on, where's your hole? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now we'll do 2 little daisy spacers. Now the yellow. And now, because I'm going to go to the big ones now, I'm going to put 1 little one, so it's beside the gold, and then one of the big spacers. Come on, go down. And then we're going to put the aventurines in, and they're going to have the big ones between them. Like so. Now I'm going to put a big one and then a little one, and we're going to put the first leaf on. And then we'll go little, big again, and the 3 other aventurines. Rory was singing to us when we first started, but he sounds like he decided to stop singing to us after all. He's up in the cat tree. I don't usually use a lot of green, but this is pretty. I like it. It's turning out nicely. Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Bonnie. Wow, all sorts of people came in while I wasn't paying attention. Hi, Lori. Hey, Miss Tacos. No, I'm not friends with daylight savings time either, Bonnie. It always screws up my internal clock, and it's really screwed up right now. Morning, Dorothy. This one is not the latest bargain bead box. What this was is last week they had a deal that if you bought $50 worth of merchandise at Beadbox Bargains, they gave you a free mini bundle called Emerald Isle, and this is that mini bundle. So for those of you who saw the sale and managed to grab it, this just came yesterday, Saturday, so I haven't got my latest bargain bead box yet. I'm waiting with bated breath. Randee told me she got hers Friday, so I was expecting mine Saturday, but it didn't show. Ugh, that sucks, Dorothy. So anyway, now we're going to go back to this little pattern since we got this one done. And to do that, I'm going to go with a big and then a little again. The yellow. I seem to have knocked one of my yellows out of place. And then two little ones, two of the little spacers. And then 7 mint. I just realized I didn't get any closure stuff out, but that's all right. It's not like it's too far from me here. I'll probably have fumble fingers, something fierce with not having had enough sleep. And since I've had COVID, when I get too tired, then I get shaky hands, which irritates the crud out of me. But is what it is. Let's see, I think that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I definitely am going to have to put some more of the yellow beads out here pretty soon because we're getting shy of them. Now we'll go little and big. Okay, big, little, and second leaf here. If this ends up being a lot longer than I like, we'll have to take little beads off the other end. But I think she might be just fine. Now this is where I'm only going to put 3 of the mint, because it's going to wrap around the pendant, and the little ones are going to be on either side. So okay, so I wasn't going to put a spacer in here, but I think because of the size of these, the little one will run around. So I think I'm going to put one of the big spacers to hold it from running through here too much. Then we're gonna, I want that yet through in between the wires here. So I'm only going through one of the rabbit ears right now, like I would if it was a trap or a cage, whatever you want to call it. Then pull her out, push it through, and go through. And see, she slid right out of there. So I'm going to push it back through and into there and get another one of the big spacers for this side. And you just stay where I want you. So there she goes. Is it, Deborah? I haven't seen it, like I said, because I haven't got mine yet. Like I said, Randee told me that she got hers on Friday, so I was expecting mine because we usually get ours within a day of each other, but I didn't get it. So I'm hoping it'll be here today. So this is going to be about 20 inches. 10 and a half, that'll be about 21. And by the time the hardware goes on, it'll be about 22. That's a pretty good length. I like that length. So we'll just go back to the mint now. We'll do 3 mint. Bugger's still trying to come out of there, even with the... Ah, well, c'est la vie. If I wanted to make sure it really stayed in there, I could get my pliers out and squish my rabbit ears down on the end. But I don't know that I want to do that. So you could just take them here and just, well, we'll do a little bit. And just push the wires together some. So they're not so rounded and you've got a sort of squared off spot in the middle there. But I didn't do it very much. A little bit, but not too much. Okay, I got one more mint to go here. Oop. No, no running away. Just for that, you can go on right now. And we're definitely going to have to get some more yellow out because I think I only have one more out here. So here's where we are so far. So now we'll get the small and then the large and start with our adventuring here. One more. Large, then small. And the leaf. And small and large. So there's how it's gonna be looking. You have chickens, Jenny? I live just inside city limits in the town we live in, so we can't have farm animals, though. I think chickens are allowed as long as you only have so many, and you can't have a rooster if I remember the rules. Weird rules, but my daughter was trying to talk me into a mini Highland cow, and I said, number one, we're in city limits. That's not allowed. And number two, where are you going to put it? In the fenced backyard? Okie dokie. Oh, I got one yellow left, so I can do this little bit here. But I have to get a couple yellows out. Two littles. Come on, you. 1, 2. And now we're going to our first row of 7 mints here. So my beads are trying to run away from home. Yeah, I got to do my taxes too, not something I enjoy doing. 1, 2. Oh, by the way, if I forgot to tell you guys, I can't do a whole hour show on Friday. I have to take my daughter to the dentist. No morning beads. I don't want you to go back in your bulb, in your little dish. So I'll probably do a half hour, 45 minutes, but I won't be able to do the whole show because I have to leave. Oops, missed a spacer. Glad I noticed that. Is that my half spacer I just saw? I think it is. See it? It's half. It's cut in half. So let's throw that away. And this one seems to have something in it, though that's easily fixed. If you guys have my awl here. Where is my awl? There it is. Fixed. These pieces that have antiquing on them sometimes have gunk in the holes because they don't get them cleaned off all the way. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, I think I got the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. 1, 2, and now it's time for the little yellow bead that I don't have any more down here, so we have to get out 3 or 4 more. Where did I put your little yellow beads? There they are. I think 4 is what I need. And I'm going to need a couple more of the big adventuring too. It's almost time to cut my fingernails. The beads are going underneath them. And then I can't get hold of them good. So we're right. Oh, baby, unwind up there. So right here in the second branch of our piece here. So we'll put this back on because I need some more, couple more big ones. Actually, I need 5 more. So let's dump 5 out. Pokey thing. Yeah. Hey, Rebecca. Okay, what plan did I miss? Buy yourself a gift. Aren't they pretty? Oh, laundry, how fun. I've got laundry going, but it's not me washing, it's my daughter. There you go, Mary. Take yourself to lunch. That sounds lovely. Pokey thinks. Yeah, that's an all. That's a good question. How did that happen? So. leaf. Now you notice I have all my leaves pointing upwards. If you wanted to do it a little different, you could put the point, one set pointing up and one point down. But you need to watch that, make sure they're both going the same direction or they'll look really funky, especially if just one is up going the other direction. So I don't do a lot of color blocking, but I think that looks rather pretty like that. Oh wow, I think I dumped out just enough of the big size of spacers. Nope, there's one more over here. So I have an extra. Dropping things again, Rose. I think I got one more yellow than I actually needed, because I only need one more, I think. Come on. So we're now right here. And now we just have the 7 mint and the one more yellow. I actually have 2 alls. This one, if you can see, the tip is bent. I use it for poking too many things. But hey, that's what it's for, poking things. That's 3. No row spacer. 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6. I have 6 on already. 7. Now we just need to put the little goldy yellowy one on the end here, and we have it all strung up. So it's 2 of the little. Come on, you. Or the goldy colored one. And I did get 1 extra. And the 2 spacers. And there she is all strung up. So we'll put our bead stopper on this side. That's what she's looking like. Let's get these beads sort of put away so they're not going to get thrown all over the place as we continue to work on this. There, the yellow ones are all done. These ones are done. And let's get the mint ones picked up now. Get them all. Looks like it. Oh, here's another spacer over here. Only one of you is out. So we have our beads all on here. So I'm just take a little bit more of the wire off, since I got them all on as I wanted them, and we'll cut the wire off here. Hey, Donna. Donna, we were all talking earlier about we were all feeling a little bit tired because a lot of us didn't sleep well last night due to that stupid time change. There are times I wish I lived in Arizona like my parents do, like my mom and most of my sisters do, because they don't change. And it would be so nice not to have to bother to change. So there's our necklace. We just have to put our ending on. So I think it's going to be about 22 when it's all finished. It's at 10 and a half, so that'd be 21. It's not quite 10 and a half, but close. So once we get the hardware on, it's probably going to go down to the 11. So it'd probably be 22 inches when it's all finished. So now I have to get some hardware out because I didn't bother to get any. Naughty me. But wasn't quite prepared for school this morning. I have never heard of the magic carpet bracelet, Anita. So I have to get a lobster claw out and some jump rings. I think my lobster claws are generally right here. Half the time I knock over things when I get them down, but check to see if it works good. Yep, it does. Every once in a while you'll check them and they'll stick or they'll fall apart. I've had that happen once too because the spring was definitely broken. It just fell apart. But this is one of the reasons why instead of just hooking it straight to the soft flex, which you could do, is I always jump ring them, because if your lobster claw breaks, then you have to restring it entirely if you've hooked it right to it. But if you hook it to a jump ring, then you don't have to worry about that. So you can just change the lobster claw that way. So we're going to get a couple of jump rings. One for this to hook it on. And let's see, where's my big ones? There we go. To hook it to. And now I just need my where are you, golds? There's a whole ton of them. Yeah, there they are. These are my soft flex ones. Got a few of them. Now, I should pick this up and see how heavy it is and see if I want to see if I can get through these beads more than once. Let's see. Come off here. Not the little yellow one. Won't go through twice. That's too bad. I'm going to move this up some so I can slide this to the mint and see if the mint would take a second wire. It's going to be one of those things. It may not, because it's going in, but it's being really stubborn about it. Which is too bad, because I was thinking of double crimping, but if we can't get it to go through, we're not going to double crimp. So, it's just... Oh, I hate the time change tube, Jenny. It sucks. I'm not much for bead weaving. I have a loom and everything. I just never use it. So because we can't go through the yellow bead, we're just going to go through the one crimp and then the two spacers that will go. So we're just going to go up to about right here. I'm going to get my magical crimper out. And in case anybody's never used a magical crimper, these only use 2x2 crimps. And it's got a little divot in the middle, and you just put your crimp right in the middle of the divot and squish. And then you turn it and you do it again. And until it forms a little ball. See? It's pretty tight. So I'm going to push these two spacers up here. I'm going to get my flush cutters out. And I'm going to go right up to this spacer. Come on, baby. And cut it off. Now we'll roll this over to the other side. Come on, baby, get off that. I think I got 3 crimps. I only needed 2. That's all right. So now we will do the same over on this side. Roll it down, get gravity, letting it get down to the bottom there, then spin it around a little bit. Go through our crimp. Now this time I'm going to pull it up to the necklace. Pull her up. Tighten this down. Now the crimp tube, the magical crimpers is going to make you leave a little space there because it won't let you get really right up beside the other ones. See how close we are? Pretty close. Maybe a teeny touch tighter. Okay. Now get our crimp into the divot. See how I have to leave a little space of wire there? I'll squish. Push these down a little bit again. And squish. There we go. Now I'm going to cut this extra wire off. Okay, now we'll open these up and put them together. Oh, come on, pliers. I just stuck you in there. Twist. Put the lobster claw on. Close this baby up. Don't give me flack. There we go. And then the big jump ring on the other side. And again, soft flex is strong enough you don't have to put another, you could have left a bigger loop and just hooked into the loop. That's what most of the soft flex folks do, but it's not necessary. And personally, I prefer jump ring. So there we go. She's finished. And if you wanted it a little longer, you could put an extender chain on, of course. Oops, upside down. There we go. What makes the magic crimper? It's got a little divot, and it makes this into a little the crimp into a little ball, which then sort of digs into the wires, and that's what holds it in place. And I think it looks much prettier than a regular crimp. And you could just use a regular crimp and then put a crimp cover on it. But and who makes it? I got mine from Softflex. I'm not sure who makes them. Okay, we're right at 1 o'clock. I'm going to turn us up. So just a sec here. There we go. Alrighty, let me see what I missed here. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, sometimes it sort of snarks me too, Susie, because, you know, if you don't get it straight in that divot, then you get what I call an ugly crimp, because one side's squished and the other side's open, and you have to get it to work around to get it to work that way. And, you know, you can do it. It's just, ugh. It's just a pain in the butt. So anyway, we're just barely at the hour. Yeah, I hate the back and forth too. Leave it one or the other. It drives me nuts to change the time. And like last night, I couldn't sleep. I mean, it's like, well, thank you, Becky. Thanks, Susie. Hey, is it Zakia? Is that how you pronounce it? Zakia? It's a pretty name. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what I'm going to work on tomorrow. I've got a few things designed, a bracelet and earrings with a Softflex mystery bead stash kit that I've opened and designed with, of course. Oh, you're very welcome, Rebecca. And then I also have a design made from a necklace from Special Tea, so I might make that one. I'm not sure. So I think we're done for the day. I like how my necklace turned out. My little spin on it didn't even turn out bad. I liked it. It turned out pretty good. Like I said, I'm not as good at that spin as Randee is. I'm much better at making spirals. but it was fun to put it on this leaf. So anyway, here is the necklace again. And I think it's going to end up being 21 or 22 inches. So there's the sizing. I have a real thing for spacers, Donna. I rarely ever make anything without them. Sometimes I'll put, like, this strand I might not have put spacers in, but I think spacers really make it sometimes. They add that extra little oomph, so to speak. Hey, Helen. I don't have a thing on mine that says you can't yell. um, in fact, I just use my regular. I don't go through StreamYard or any of that stuff. I've never tried it. There we go. There's our pendant. Um, so thanks, Bonnie. So anyway, it's 7 after, almost 8 after, and I think we're going to be done for the day. Hope you enjoyed making this necklace with me. This is, like I said, the B-Box Bargains mini kit Emerald Island, that if you bought $50 worth of stuff, not this last weekend, but the weekend before, you got this free, this bundle. So I was lucky enough to get one before they sold out, because they did say if they sold out before the weekend was out, of course it was gone. But I think it turned out, I'm not really a green person, but I think this one turned out really nicely. So anyway, we will see you later. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and I hope you enjoyed coming in with me today. I enjoyed having everybody, and we will see you tomorrow. How much would I charge for that necklace? That's a darn good question, because I charge by what it costs me to make it. And technically, these beads were all free. It's not going to be free. So I would have to do some research and see how much these beads would cost if I wanted to replace them. And then I do one of two things when I'm pricing. I either take the cost of all my materials, and I multiply it by 4, or I take the cost of my materials, multiply by 2, and add my time, which I charge $25 an hour. So sometimes it ends up being cheaper if I go with the time route, and sometimes it ends up being cheaper going with the cost route. That entirely depends on how much it cost me for the beads and such, and how much time it took me. Like for my circlets, they take me so much time that if I were to do them by the time route of costs, they'd always be over $100. So I do a sort of stepchild kind of thing with those, because I charge half materials, half time, so that I'm not cutting myself off a lot because of the time I spent, but I'm not charging a atrocious lot because of the time I spent. So it's it like I say, it depends entirely upon how much these, when I figure out the price of these beads, how much they cost. I don't know how much they cost because they came in a kit. So I do know that they have most of these things individually on the site. And I think when I get our bead box bargain, our bargain bead boxes, I just take the pricing that, because it costs us a specific amount, and so I take that pricing and I divide how many items are into how much it costs, and then how many pieces are in each baggie. For like for instance, this pendant came as one, so it would be at least $1. So I don't know. I unlike Randee, I can't just look at it and go, oh, it's going to cost that much. I have to figure it all out. Anyway, we're almost at a quarter after. Well, it's 12 after. So I think we're going to go for the day. We'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. I think I'm trying to decide if I'm going to work on another necklace tomorrow, or if we're going to work on something else. But I'm not sure. I do have a necklace designed, and I have a bracelet and earrings designed. So maybe we'll make the bracelet and earrings. It depends on how much time it takes us to do them. But it shouldn't take too long. So anyway, we'll see you all in the morning. And everybody have a nice day. Bye-bye. You went over 9. It's not off yet.